Hello, welcome to the Daily Neloo. Today I'm here with Susie Roberts, integrative life coach. Welcome, Susie.
Thank you.
So, Susie, you are an integrative life coach now, but you had a whole career, like a earlier life, where you were a nurse.
Correct.
And a nursing director. So, what led you to go into coaching?
I'd gotten my RN with an associate degree, so I never had my bachelor's. So on the top of my bucket list for decades was going back to school and getting my bachelor's. And I was on a business trip with my husband in Jamaica on the beach. And I met a woman who said to me, you know, we were chit-chatting and talking. She said, oh, I got to go. I have to go study. I said, what do you mean you have to go study? She says, oh, I'm taking class. I'm going to be a psychologist and I'm doing it online. I said, huh. So we started talking. And I thought, there's my sign. This is when I was like late 40s. And I went to school to get a degree in healthy lifestyle coaching.
What is healthy lifestyle coaching?
It's a holistic approach to coaching.
Okay.
It's physical, emotional, cultural. Learn all about that so that you can help somebody achieve their highest and best potential.
You said to me earlier that you came out of the womb wanting to help people, right? You always wanted to help people. So this was just kind of an extension of what you were already doing as a nurse.
I felt I had done nursing for years, and then I was a nursing director for 2 sleepaway camps for years. And I wanted to take it next level, and I felt I needed that degree, right? So I needed to kind of backfill my resume, but I really just wanted to do it. And I wanted to learn more about how to help people in a different way, right? From a point where they're not sick, right? Or they don't have physical problems necessarily, but they just want to improve their life.
So what was it like going back to school to get a bachelor's in your 40s?
Well, so I went to school online, right?
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with computers. So, so for me, it was a whole learning curve, a double learning online, right? On that platform, and then going back to school and getting this higher education. But it was like really fun. And I enjoyed it. And because you're not in the same space necessarily, it sort of was more of a level playing field, more comfortable, right?
How did you transition from, being a student to actually working with people?
People have always sort of found their way to me, right? And I just connect with people, and we just start talking. And so it was very unofficial, just working with people and helping them and guiding them through things. And then one day I said, gosh, I really think I could do this for a living. And then I had some experiences where I made some changes in my life that I needed to take a look at myself and dig really deep. I then had a passing of my father, and I realized that life was too short and he had gone, and I'm like, what am I waiting for? And don't be afraid. I was so fearful. I was always very fearful of failing. And I found myself doing things for everybody else and not for me. And so when I stepped in and I started digging in, I'm like, wow, I know my experiences I had mine for a reason so that I could share. And it seems that the people that get put in front of me have had similar experiences.
I know for myself, Susie, when I made that change, some of the relationships in my life really suffered. Did you have the same experience?
I did. When you start to change, people don't always like it.
Yeah.
And they fight it. And I had people who were really not supportive and who were really challenging. And when I really looked back at the relationships, I realized that they were very much controlling relationships, and I was allowing myself to be controlled. I own it. And so I had to let go of some relationships.
And that's also part of the fear, right? Because I think there's a part of us that knows that if we start changing certain things, we might lose some relationships.
Right. I had somebody in my life who had come in and helped gently, and sometimes not so gently, point out where I was not being honest with myself, right? And not recognizing that I was lost. Like the me that was probably a teenager was long gone. that I never honored my wishes. Somebody would say, you should do X, and I went, okay, I don't want to fight it, right? I don't want to cause a battle, so I'm just gonna, I want to make everybody happy. Oh, I don't want to rock the boat, I'm gonna make everybody happy. I'm an Aquarius. I want to make everybody happy. I'm just, I love friends, I love people. And so I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I was hurting myself. And when I finally realized that, and this person helped me see that, it was this huge aha moment. And I went, oh, I so get it, and I looked back at things and went, wow, missed that sign, blew through stop signs.
It's so
right?
easy to see it in hindsight.
But if you can look back at an experience, even the negative ones, or the ones that felt challenging or were really hurtful, and you can look back and go, wow, but what did I learn?
And it sounds like that person came into your life when you were already, making these transitions. The teacher shows up when you're ready.
Exactly. This was huge because he introduced me to astrology. And having a science background, I was skeptical initially. But what I learned from the reading that he gave me, and then, subsequent to that, what he had taught me was right on. And I understood what drove me to make the decisions I made and the way I reacted. But it also showed me that I didn't have to do that.
How do you incorporate your knowledge of astrology into the coaching that you do?
So when you look at somebody's birth chart, which is based on the date and time and place they were born, right? So you take all that information, and it's where the planets were in the skyline, right? Where the moment, the very second you were born. And that is your birth chart. And it's, for lack of a better term, it would be like a portrait of your potential.
Okay.
Right? The time you were born dictates what we call the rising sign. And the rising sign is different usually from our sun sign. Yeah. It can be the same. It can be more defining who you are because it rules that we have a house system, and the first house is the house of self, and it rules that house. So your rising sign can be more impactful on what you look like and how you respond than your sun sign. So the moon rules our emotions, and so where your moon is plays into how you respond. So depending on where that is, that impacts. So when I look at a chart and I go, I can kind of see what makes you tick, your potentials, then when I interact with you and I help guide you and do coaching, I have a better understanding of how to reach you.
If someone is later in life and they're looking to do it, have a transition, what advice do you have for them?
Get out of your own way. Don't get out of your head. Don't say no. And if people, the naysayers, you shouldn't do that, you're too old, I would never do that, that's just noise. That's there because probably they're going, gosh, I wish I could do that, but I don't have to.
They wish they had the courage to do it as well.
So I'd say go for it. What have you got to lose? You have everything to gain.
Anything we should be looking for as we transition into December?
As we move into the holiday season, we have to be cognizant of the fact that we are very emotional beings. And at this time, with the energies that we just pulled out of Mercury in retrograde, and we're getting back on track. Yeah, that was a challenge. It was in Scorpio, and it brings up a lot, right? And then Neptune was in retrograde, and it came out, again, bringing up things. So we take those things, and moving into December, we learn from them, and we just expand on them, and we go into the month knowing that we have transitioned through a lot of the most difficult part, and now it's what you're going to do with that. So if there are situations that are not in your control, how somebody feels about you, you know what, let it go. Yeah. Because the season will be so much easier, and life is always so much easier.
You have so much more fun.
Exactly.
You just let it go.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Susie, if our audience would like to work with you, how do they find you?
I have a website. It is theinnerpsyche.com.
Innerpsyche.com. We'll be sure to tag that. Thank you so much for being here. You are truly an inspiration. Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.